Have you ever played a game that sent shivers down your spine? You might have heard of the popular Western game Ouija, often used to communicate with spirits. But have you ever encountered its Eastern counterpart, known as the pen fairy or beingalone game? This story takes place in a college dormitory, revolving around this seemingly harmless game, which soon led to terrifying events that cast a shadow of fear over the entire dorm. Ready? Let me take you into this real-life horror story. It was during my first year of college, and like many other students, my friends and I were full of curiosity and a sense of adventure, always eager to find new thrills. We heard about a game called Pen Fairy, which many girls in the dorm played, especially when it came to questions about love and academics. The rules of the game were simple. Two people would lightly hold a pen on a piece of paper, start asking questions, and wait for the pen to move on its own, allegedly guided by the pen fairy who would answer your questions. There was a belief that only those who were destined could successfully summon the pen fairy. Some girls in the dorm swore by the accuracy of the pen fairy's answers and often used it to predict their exam results or the outcomes of their relationships. It wasn't long before every girl in the dorm had tried the game at least once. One night, after yet another round of the pen fairy game, something unsettling happened. A girl from another dorm went to the bathroom in the middle of the night. The dormitory was eerily quiet, so quiet that even the most ordinary sounds seemed strange. Suddenly, the silence was shattered by a blood-curdling scream, echoing through the entire floor. Panic-stricken, we all rushed out of our rooms and gathered outside the bathroom, trying to figure out what had happened. The girl who had screamed was pale, trembling, and her eyes were filled with terror. She shakily told us what she had experienced. Just as she was about to leave the bathroom, she suddenly heard a strange, disturbing sound coming from the stall next to hers. It wasn't an ordinary sound, it was as if someone or something was trying to speak, but the noise was unnervingly distorted. Driven by a mix of curiosity and fear, she slowly pushed open the door to the adjacent stall. What she saw made her scream on the spot, a terrifying apparition, a twisted figure, something that should not exist in this world. She fled the bathroom in absolute terror, her heart pounding. In the days that followed, the atmosphere in the dorm became increasingly tense. Every night, as darkness fell, the air seemed to fill with a sense of dread and unease. No one dared to go to the bathroom alone, even during the day. Every trip to the bathroom was made in pairs or groups, with the girls exchanging fearful glances, as if the horrifying image might reappear at any moment. But the events didn't stop there. The girl who had seen the apparition began to change. Her roommates reported that she often made strange, low sounds in her sleep, sounds so unsettling they didn't seem human. Yet, when they checked on her, she was always lying peacefully in bed, as if nothing had happened. These changes were chilling, and we began to fear her, and the game itself. We didn't know if we, too, would be trapped by this game, if we would also summon something that should never be disturbed. This strange phenomenon eventually reached the family of the girl who saw the apparition. Her family quickly contacted a medium, hoping to expel the evil force that had attached itself to her. The medium, after hearing the story, immediately realized the seriousness of the situation. He believed that the girl, while playing the pen fairy game, had summoned something far more sinister, something that should never have been disturbed. The medium conducted a purification ritual, using incense, chants, and other traditional methods to try and banish the spirit. During the ritual, it felt as if an invisible pressure filled the air, as if something was resisting being cast out. However, as the chants continued, the oppressive feeling slowly dissipated, and the room returned to its normal state. After the ritual, the girl's strange behavior gradually disappeared, and she returned to her normal life. But the experience left a deep scar on the dormitory. But this wasn't the only spine-chilling experience. I had also witnessed my classmates playing this game with my own eyes, and to this day, I find it hard to believe what I saw. One afternoon, after lunch, two girls in my dorm started playing the pen fairy game. They followed the tradition, reciting an incantation before lightly holding the pen. The air in the room seemed to grow heavy, as if all the sound was being sucked into a black hole, leaving only the faint scratch of the pen moving on the paper. They asked the pen fairy if it had arrived, and the pen slowly drew a circle on the paper. I watched in disbelief, feeling my heartbeat quicken with the pen's every move. Oddly, This pen fairy seemed like a child. It answered questions with erratic movements, and the pen jumped around on the paper, writing in a disjointed manner, almost like a child scribbles. The two girls began to feel uneasy and asked the pen fairy if it was a child. To our horror, the pen fairy drew a big yes on the paper. When it was time to ask the pen fairy to leave, things became even more eerie. The pen fairy seemed unwilling to leave, and the pen began to scribble wildly on the paper, as if resisting. The two girls were terrified and had to coax the pen fairy like a child, finally managing to send it away. But the chaotic marks left on the paper were chilling. Next, it was my turn to try with another girl. We nervously held the pen, trying to summon the pen fairy. But no matter how hard we tried, the pen didn't budge. It felt as if something was watching us from the shadows, deciding not to respond to our call. Afterward, I realized that maybe we weren't destined to summon the pen fairy, perhaps we never should have tried. Due to this terrifying experience, the school administration had to step in. They issued strict warnings to all students, banning the pen fairy game or any other supernatural activities on campus. The fear that hung over the dorm lingered for a long time, serving as a chilling reminder that the forces we don't understand may be far more dangerous than we imagine. This story is not just about the pen fairy, it's about the risks we face when we encounter the unknown and the unexplained. Have you ever played a game that scared you? Do you believe that some games are more than just entertainment? Feel free to share your thoughts and experiences in the comments below, and let's explore these mysteries together. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to my channel for more spine-chilling tales.